Hi everyone, my name is Myra Shaikh. Thank you so much for tuning in to my Get Your Body Back restorative sequence. This is going to be a shorter sequence, but it's so important to when we are working on getting our body back, getting into shape, and doing some powerful, empowering yoga sequences that we do balance that with some restorative so we can loosen and counter those muscles, counter those stretches to get the deepest impact. So you're not going to need much for today's sequence. All you need is your body, a mat, and a bottle of water, a towel if you need to. And then also have a bolster or a blanket close by if you like to prop it up, maybe have a little more support during today's sequence. All right, so once again, if you want, you can grab a bolster or a pillow and just have it handy close by if you need it. And we're going to start on our backs. So go ahead and get comfortable and lie down on your back, with your legs out straight, your arms resting alongside your body, and just take a few deep breaths, check in, notice how you're feeling right now. Mentally preparing for the practice, just getting a baseline of what's going on physically, any physical sensations, any tenderness or pain or tightness, just taking notice of it without judgment. Just taking a few breaths to become aware, tuning into sensation. And then when you're ready, with your next inhale, you can extend your arms overhead, point your toes, take a nice luxurious stretch. And then with your exhale, bend your knees and pull your legs up and in towards the chest, wrapping your arms tightly around your legs. Give yourself a big hug. You can gently sway side to side. And then we're going to slowly release the legs over to the left side of the body. And you can let your arms out in a T or maybe even bounce out the elbow in a goalpost. We're just going to take a gentle twist here. So if it feels okay, you can turn your head over your right shoulder. And again, just a few deep breaths here. Nothing forceful. Just breathing, and with each exhale, feel yourself softening, letting go of any tension, any resistance. One more cycle of breath. Nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, come back to center, and then shift your hips a little bit to the left. And we're going to let our legs fall over to the right. And if it feels okay, you can turn your head over your left shoulder. And again, just a few deep breaths, softening. We're not forcing anything here. Kind of just melting into it. I really love the way twists feel in my body, so I try to incorporate it every time I do yoga. Whenever you're ready, slowly coming back to center, and then you can just rock and roll, grabbing your legs until you gain enough momentum to rock all the way forward into a seat. And so I'm going to turn a little bit towards you, but you want your legs on the mat, just so you can see for now. I'm going to turn towards you and extend my right leg out, and the sole of my left foot is going to come inside the right thigh. And then I'm going to pull my right hip back slightly and my left hip forward so I can square my chest off towards my right foot. With the next inhale, you can lift the arms to lengthen the spine and sit nice and tall. And then as you exhale, fold forward, leading with the heart. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here, melting into it. As you exhale, again, soften towards your leg and see if you can release any tension. So if you've been following along my Get Your Body Back sequence, you know that most of my sequences are pretty intense. It's power yoga, but I can testify that when I had my kids, I was drawn to the power yoga classes and the flow classes, which were very challenging and got my heart pumping and got me sweating. which is important if you are trying to lose weight, to really do some cardiovascular exercises. And it helps you speed up your metabolism. But it is also important to do some of the slower, more restorative type of classes as well, because you want to really feel into every pose, every stretch that you do, becoming embodied really, and becoming aware with how we carry ourselves, how we move our body. So we're just gonna go ahead and extend the left leg out now and bring the sole of the right foot inside the left thigh. We're doing the same thing on the other side, Janushirasana. So again, inhale to lift and lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, just folding forward. Again, no forceful movements here. We're just melting our heart towards our leg. And then gradually coaxing it with each exhale to come a little bit down further. Just breathing. Really turning inwards, turning our thoughts inwards and noticing what's going on, like in the legs, what's going on in the hips. Where are you feeling sensation? Just taking notice of that. It is so important and feels so minor and irrelevant, but it's really not. I mean, that's the foundation of everything else that we do, is the little tiny movements in our body. What's going on? Just a few more deep breaths. Even finding some time during the day to be by yourself in quiet and peace. If you have kids, if you have a family, and it's hard to find a break for yourself. Sometimes I used to escape to like the bathroom or, to the closet or something just to give myself a few minutes alone, because I know it's so hard, but it is important. You got to take care of yourself so you can take care of everyone else. All right. Bring the soles of your feet together. I'm just going to grab the backs of the feet. And then with the inhale, lengthen the spine, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, melt forward. And again, not forcing anything. We're just letting gravity kind of pull our heart down. Our exhales are helping us melt down deeper. And then when you do slow down and you do become aware, you can distinguish the difference between your true physical limits and your mental limits, because there is a huge difference. And more often than not, we're holding ourselves back mentally more than physically. We're capable physically of doing so much more than we think we can. And once again, I can tell you from experience, never thought I could touch my toes my whole life until just 5 years ago when I started practicing yoga. It was crazy. All right, extend those legs out wide, about 90 degrees apart. And then again, sit nice and tall. You can lift your arms up high if you'd like. And then as you exhale, just softly fold forward. Keep your feet flexed here for a little more engagement in the muscles. And about 3 to 5 deep breaths. So as I mentioned, I have 2 kids at home. I have a 6-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. And I just started practicing yoga when my daughter was 1. And I was looking for a way to lose the baby weight. I actually gained 60 pounds with each pregnancy. And I was almost up to 200 pounds. So when I started practicing yoga, it was so foreign to me. I'd never moved my body like that. I was never athletic or never into gymnastics, just very clumsy and awkward. And then let's go ahead and bring the legs back together. And then we're just going to bring the right sole of the foot over your left thigh. If you'd like, you have the option to bend that left knee and then bring the foot to the outside of your right hip. Totally up to you, whatever feels better. So we're going to inhale to lift the arms and exhale. We're going to bring the right hand behind us and the left elbow outside the right knee. And then if it feels better to hug, if your elbow doesn't quite get to the outside, you can just grab that. And then we're going to inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, and then turn and look back behind you. 3 to 5 deep breaths here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more time. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. And then gently untwist. You can take a counter twist if that feels good. I know it feels good to me. And then extend the legs out. And then left foot goes over the right thigh. Again, your leg can stay long if you want to keep it like this. Otherwise, you can bend. Bring the foot outside your left hip. Inhale. Lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist. So right elbow outside the left knee, left hand behind you. 3 to 5 deep breaths here. With each inhale, lengthen. With each exhale, twist. So yeah, the reason I became passionate about yoga, the reason why I even became an instructor, was because yoga very dramatically changed my life. It made me realize that I was the one holding myself back from all the things that I didn't think I was capable of doing. So I didn't even try. And if you knew me even 6 years ago, I was a completely different person. So that's why I started seeing slowly. I just kept coming back to the mat. I never even tried to touch my toes. I never tried to do anything. I just kept showing up, and it was that simple. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next pose. We're gonna come into a fire log pose. So we're gonna bring the legs back forward, and then we're gonna just stack the right leg on top of the left. So you're gonna bring your right foot on top of the left knee and your right knee on top of your left foot. Now this is where you may wanna have something to support you. And all along through the sequence, whenever you want, you can always grab a pillow or bolster just to give yourself some support, because it shouldn't hurt too much. So maybe a little bit. All right, so we're gonna inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, and just melt into it. It makes it sound more pleasant when you say melt. And just breathe. And again, if you're all the way up here, or if you're even like up here and you're like screaming because you can't do anything more than this, it's totally fine. So don't feel obligated to achieve a certain look or get down, so far. So just be where you can today, and that's exactly where you need to be. As long as you keep showing up. Just a couple more deep breaths. See, that's the secret, is as long as you don't give up, as long as you're just committed to just keep showing up without any ambition or goal even, you're just going to show up and you just see what's going to happen today. What is my body going to let me do today? That's it. It's that simple. And as long as you're committed, you're going to see your body's going to slowly start kind of melting a little more, and it's going to start building a little more strength, and it's going to be like, yeah, I've been here before. This isn't that bad. I was scared initially and I resisted, but hey, it's not so bad. I can handle this. And then all of a sudden you start surprising yourself with what you can do. All right, so we're just going to switch those legs out now. Sorry, I was talking. We're going to bring that left foot on top of the right knee, and the left knee on top of the right foot. And again, if you need to use some props, you can go ahead, prop it up. If you don't need it, then put it to the side. And then again, we're going to inhale to lengthen. And exhale. And just fold forward. 3 to 5 deep breaths. So yeah, just notice what's going on right now in your mind without judgment. If you get distracted, just bring your thoughts back to your breath. Letting go of any resistance, any tension. It's kind of just like surrendering. All right, I give up. I give in. And whenever you're ready, stay there as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back out of it. Give your legs a little shake, a little release. And then we're going to come back to our back. And once you're on your back, I'm going to go ahead and bring the right ankle to the left knee. I'm going to take a reclined pigeon. And then we've done some hip openers. So the fire log was a pretty intense hip opener. And this is just going to kind of reset, kind of maybe add to it. It can be whatever you want it to be, actually. Reclined pigeon is a pose that can activate many different muscle groups. It can be strengthening. It can be opening, stretching. So grab the back of your left thigh and use your right elbow to push your right knee out as you exhale. So we're going to interlace the hands behind the left thigh, bring the right elbow to the right knee. As you inhale, pull your thigh in towards the heart. As you exhale, you push your knee out with your right elbow. So keep your muscles flexed and engaged. Your biceps are working here. Again, if you want a little more strength building activity in this posture, you can even rock side to side if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just keep it a little bit softer and just feel a nice little stretch that's more passive without really flexing the biceps and pulling the thigh in too much. You can just gently, just feel what feels good to you right now, whatever your body needs. The body is pretty wise. Sometimes all we have to do is stop talking and start listening. All right, I'm working on that myself. And then whenever you're ready, you can release. You can even extend your legs up high, roll out your ankles clockwise and counterclockwise. And then switch. Bring your left ankle to your right knee, interlace hands behind the right thigh. And again, you have the option to be a little bit more strength building here. As you inhale, you can pull the thigh in. As you exhale, you push the knee out. You can flex your biceps and rock side to side. Or you can just keep it more soft and passive. Just 3 to 5 deep breaths. And just really tapping in, tuning in, noticing what's going on, just really feeling what part of your body is engaged right now, what part of it is really feeling the pose. And then whenever you're ready, release. You can keep your leg where it is, just cross it all the way over the right leg. And then we're gonna shift our hips a little bit to the left. We're gonna take those twists again because I love them so much, so I'm gonna make you do them with me. And then we're gonna let the knees fall over to the right. Again, you can turn your head over your left shoulder if you'd like, if it feels comfortable. And a few deep breaths. Again, notice if you are clenching anything anywhere in your body. Soften your muscles. And then when you're ready, come back to center. No rush if you still want to stay there. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So shift the hips over to the right, cross your right leg over, and then let the knees fall to the left. And then if it feels okay in the neck, turn your head over your right shoulder for 3 to 5 more deep breaths. Another big reason why I started practicing yoga so regularly was because it was my only time where I actually focused on myself. Being a mom of young kids and having responsibilities at home, taking care of a family, it's really hard to remember to pay attention to yourself, but it is so important. And I saw over time how it really made me more present as a mom. It made me more present with my family. Just being more present in my own body made me that much more mindful and aware of the rest of my life and where I invested my energy, my attention, how I interacted with my kids. I mean, it's life-changing. I could preach about it all day. All right, whenever you're ready, just come out of it. You can take a shavasana if you have some extra time right now by extending your legs out, bringing your toes to the corners of the mat, letting your arms rest alongside the body, palms facing up. Close your eyes and savor a few precious moments of quiet in your day if you have it right now. If you don't have the time, find some time later if you can, maybe even before bed. Just really drop in. Stay alert in your mind. Don't fall asleep. It's very meditative. body feel heavy. And take rest. Whenever you're done with your Shavasana, slowly come out into the side body. Pause for a moment. Again, really paying attention even as you transition from pose to pose, even as you come out of poses, really doing everything with awareness, and then slowly pushing yourself back up, using the ground force to help you as you even push yourself up, because most injuries happen during times of transition. And that concludes our restorative Get Your Body Back sequence. Thank you so much for joining. The love and light in me bows to and honors the love and light in you. Namaste.